Hey guys, it's Lego Boise 3. These are my top 5 favorite mods. So today I'm going to be showing you the top 5 mods that I've ever made, just the ones that I like the best, that are the most fun to solve, things like that, and just the ones that I'm most proud of in general. So to start things off, up here we have the 1x2x2, and you've probably seen this before if you've seen a couple of my videos on the channel, and this is a really easy puzzle to solve, obviously. Basically how I went about making it is there's a 2x2 in the middle, and I glued 2x2 extensions all the way around, and yeah, it only has 6 states, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then back to solved. And so yeah, anyone could solve it, and it's just a pretty cool puzzle, and it works pretty well, just made out of a simple mini 2x2. So yeah, it's just kind of a fun puzzle to just have around and play with, and so yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about that one. Next up we have, it's not a mod as in like moving the pieces around and like shaping them and gluing stuff together and stuff, but instead it's a sticker mod. It's actually one of the only sticker mods I've ever made, if not the only. It's made out of a guanlong. I had a couple extra guanlongs and I wanted to make a mod one day, so I made this, and so you see the design on here. The two opposite sides look pretty similar, but they're actually kind of mirrored of each other. Basically what I did is I cut lines through all the stickers, and I applied them in kind of an alternating pattern along here. And so you see we have opposite colors, which again are slightly different. If you were to do this, it would not be solved because you see the colors do not match up. And now it is solved, and so it's kind of hard to figure out and see when it's solved because this looks pretty solved to most everyone. So you kind of have to squint at it and make sure all the colors line up perfectly, which they do. And yeah, it's just kind of a nice puzzle that I made, and it has quite the solving challenge. Most of the challenge in solving it is just figuring out where each piece goes individually, because like this piece could be confused with this piece, or this piece, or this piece. All these ones look really similar, but they're actually all a little bit different, and so you really just have to pay attention when you're solving it. This is just an extra sticker set that came with my Diane Sanchi from a long time ago. I had it lying around, so I decided I would use it, and I made this mod. Next up, we have another puzzle that I really like that is more of a mod. Most of these are. This is a barrel cube, just a basic 3x3 barrel. It doesn't have any fancy stickering. It's just stickered just like a normal 3x3. And so you see the corners have 3 pieces, the edges have 2 pieces, all of them do. And what I really like about this one is it's just a 3x3. Like, it just solves just like a 3x3 with the exception of the little bit confusing centers. But it just solves just like a 3x3, but it looks a lot different, and it just looks really cool, actually, to be honest. You can see you can move the pieces around, like shape shift around and stuff. And the effect when it's all scrambled up just looks really cool. And it's kind of just a fun puzzle to take around because you can just kind of hold it in your hand. I've said this before, but it just feels kind of like smaller than a 3x3. It's just a little barrel. You can just have it like that. And yeah, pretty much what I did to make this one is I had a Sheng Shao 3x3, and I drumbled it all down on the outside. I should have used a saw, but whatever. And then I filled the pieces in, used a sander, and sanded it down like this. And that's how I got the perfect barrel shape. So that's it for this one. Next up on this list, we have this cube. This is a cube that I made quite a long time ago, but I haven't really named it, and I decided not to really name it because I just didn't feel like it. But what this one is it's a bandaged cube. And so you can see these centers are all bandaged together like this. So these 2 pieces are disconnected, and these 2 pieces on every side are also connected, the corner and the edge together. And so this is actually a really challenging mod to solve. It's actually a pretty challenging mod to scramble because, see, you can't even turn this axis, and if you were to just do these moves, it wouldn't, of course, be very difficult. But once you do a checker pattern on it, you can kind of get going and do more moves like this, but then like this move's locked, this move, and so it's kind of just also a fun challenge just to scramble it up and get it as messed up as you possibly can. And then after that, getting it back solved again is pretty difficult. The way that you would go about solving this is you actually solve it into a checker pattern like I showed you there. And yeah, it was a pretty interesting mod to make. I don't really remember it that well because I didn't make a video about it, and I didn't make a video about it just because it was so difficult to do. Basically what I did is I just super glued the pieces together, filled it all in with milliput, and sanded everything down, which took quite a long time. Also, I stickered it with some Cubesmith stickers that I had lying around. So you see there's just a Cubesmith shades on here, and I cut custom stickers for these pieces, which look pretty nice, and it just looks kind of cool like this, like kind of like bricks when you're looking at it. And so yeah, that's kind of why I like that mod. But finally on this list, probably the best mod that I've ever made, and the one that I'm most proud of, is the 5x5 barrel. And so it's pretty similar to this barrel right here, except of course it is a 5x5, as you see here. And this one just looks amazing when I scrambled it up. You can see that in some other videos of mine. I'm not going to do it here. But again, just like the other one, it shape shifts a ton, and you can get some really cool shapes out of it. You see these corners are just kind of hanging off. The way that I went about making this is pretty similarly to the 3x3 barrel. What I did is I sawed down all the sides, put milliput in, and then sanded it down on a belt sander. And then stickering it was actually quite a bit of a challenge, because I had to get a pre-cut set and cut out all these curves and stuff, and curves on here, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it is stickered in my custom shades, the ones that I use from the cubicle and all my main cubes. And so I like it. The solving challenge is pretty fun. It's just like a really interesting puzzle to solve and get the centers right and the edges and everything, all the things that brings about. But yeah, that's why it's on this list, because it's definitely the mod that I'm most proud of making, because look at it, it just looks really cool, and the quality of it is actually really good. Like if you look at here, I spent all the extra time of rounding all the pieces out. Some other people don't do that on their mods a lot, but yeah, I just spent a lot of time on this mod, and that's why it's at the top of this list. And other than that, this is my favorite mod that I've made ever. And so these are my top 5 mods that I've made, and I hope you like them. If you want to buy any of them, well, obviously you can't do that because they're custom mods and everything. But if you want to see videos about them, I definitely have those for all these cubes, so definitely just check out the links in the description, and you can go check those out. All the videos that I've made about them will be down there. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. If you liked it, leave a like down below. Leave some comments for other suggestions for videos that I can make like this in the future. And also stay subscribed to be notified when another video like this comes out. And see you guys next time. Bye!